Well, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Just out running my man Stan out to some of his medical appointments, and just wanted to touch on yesterday's football action. More importantly, the Eagles game. But we'll start out with the Giants. The Giants got a win in Rashid's honor. Rest in peace, my man. I hope you're in a better place. It sucks. Obviously he was dealing with some things. My sympathies, and it goes out to his family. Rashid, you will be missed, my man. Definitely missed. But your Giants got you a dub. I would say, Rashid, looking down, I think you're better off if the Giants, they're not making the playoffs, you get yourself a high draft pick. But that's just me. Either way, rest in peace, my man. We're going to then move on to the Eagle game. I called for a Buffalo 10-point win. The Eagles won by a field goal. Shout out to the Eagles. Here's the deal. All the Cowboy fans that want to a call for the referee. Now, when I saw it initially, there were a lot of calls. It wasn't just one call. There was a lot of calls. But the one that really mattered was the catch / fumble / incomplete. At first glance, I wanted it to be in catch and a fumble. I think if they would have ruled it a fumble, there's a chance that they wouldn't have overturned it. So it was close enough for that. But if I had to just look and see, I don't think that it was a fumble. I think that he didn't do enough. This is coming from a guy who saw the Dez catch. I saw the Dez catch where he caught it, took 2 steps, lunged, ball came out when it hit the ground. I get it, it's a scoring play. That was a freaking catch. They've since changed the rule because of it. So, it is what it is. That's not why the Bills lost the game. The Bills lost the game because the receiver dropped a touchdown in the first quarter. They lost the game because they missed 2 field goals. One was blocked, but still, you gotta block it up. So right there, that's 13 points. Don't bitch and moan about a non-call. Now, there were other calls. Hands to the face to Josh Allen. I mean, there was a lot. But this is the one thing you could expect when you play the Eagles. Are they unbeatable? Heck no. Their defense is not that great. It's towards the bottom of the league. The pass defense. The run defense, don't expect to come in, especially in the beginning of the game, and run. If you can, then that's unbelievable. But don't expect it. But I've gotten a lot of negativity in some of my comments saying, like your stream, there's not a lot of talk. I'm watching the game. It's a reaction. If you follow me, that's what you'll want. If it's the Cowboys, it's a little different because I know every in and out of that Cowboy team. So I could tell you things. Eagles, you're just live reaction. I brought on Loyal Cowboy. He's more of a Cowboy fan that, thinks that there's a conspiracy. Just like there's Eagle fans out there, especially the ones that I used to work with, to think, there's one guy that I work with still who thinks that it was a conspiracy against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That kind of nonsense and stupidity, I can't take. So there's no conspiracy against the Eagles or for the Eagles. These referees just stink. Let's just call it how we see it. The referees stink. The referees are part-time referees. All right? I don't know what else to say. Unless they go to full-time referees. Now, what I will say is, they do hold these referees accountable. And These guys who make mistakes, they review them. They don't always necessarily come out and say, we made mistakes. But if it's egregious enough, they'll email the team and say, sorry, we screwed you over. And it's happened a lot. But they are graded. And then they don't get to go and be a part of the playoffs and all that. More importantly, the Super Bowl. It's like all the best graded officials get to do the Super Bowl, which is fine. Way too many penalties. Way too many. Listen, people, you could call a friggin' holding penalty on every play. You can. You could call a holding penalty on every play. They just seem to call more penalties against the Bills yesterday. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I want to say it was like 13-6. I don't know. We'll talk about it more later, but yeah, really, really crazy. But that last play was 50-50. Everything's going the Eagles' way. What I will tell you is they got 10 wins and they're rolling. If Dallas wins against Seattle this week, okay, then we're at 9, right? 9. Eagles are 10-1. Right now we are 8-3. So we play before the Eagles. I assume that we're going to win. I expect to win. We're like a touchdown favorite. So we'll be 9-3. And then we host the Eagles. I'm telling you, we're beating the Eagles. So then we'll be 10-3. Here's the deal. Eagles, Niners. If Eagles lose to the Niners and then we beat the Eagles, we're even in record. Now, I still think the Eagles have the inside track after that because Dallas would have to run the table. And I think the Eagles would have to slip up because I think they still may own that. It'll be tiebreaker between us. And then I think that you might have a better conference record at that point, assuming both teams win out. If Dallas wins out and the Eagles just lose the 2, you still may have it. So winning the division is tough. But that's why that yesterday's game was real big for the Eagles. I believe the Eagles end the season with the Giants twice, and somebody else. So, hey, listen, the Eagles are getting it done. As a Cowboy fan, I have to keep it real. Like, I responded to one of the people who was rude, but then he couched it by saying he was talking about Loyal Cowboy. Loyal Cowboy, like a lot of Cowboys fans, like most Eagles fans, are very passionate as far as the Eagles are concerned. Me, I live here. I'm used to it. I'm used to all the... you got half of them are cool, like my buddy Stan, and then the other half are loudmouths who just don't want to hear anything other than the Eagles are the best. I can't honestly do a YouTube channel and be true to myself if I was a homer so bad that I couldn't give the other team a little credit when it's deserved. Do I like Coach Sirianni? Hell no. He's a loudmouth who, from what I get from my sources, a lot of the players don't like him. I'm not saying all of them, but yeah, he writes checks that he doesn't have to cash. Eagles are a really good team that's not going to beat themselves, but they can be beat. You just can't drop the ball. I mean, Dallas had them down at the 6-yard line with 20 seconds to go. Our offensive line is playing better since that game, so assuming that Dallas doesn't screw it up this Thursday, and I will be live streaming the game. Assuming Dallas gets the job done on Thursday, it sets up for a great showdown. Either way, I stand by what I said at the beginning of the year. As much as I want to win the division, it's all about being healthy and how you're playing going into the playoffs. So even if we, like the Dallas Cowboys, win out and get to 14 wins, if they get to 14 and still lose the division, then I am not upset. Obviously, we'll look back on that Arizona game saying, what the heck did we do? But I'm not thinking that way right now. Buffalo Bills put up 31 points or 34 points against the Eagles. We're going to score 34 in Dallas against the Eagles. We just are. Now, I mean, we'll see what the Eagles do. Dallas has won, as of now, 13 in a row. I expect them to have a 14-game home winning streak. I'm not even entertaining Dallas losing that game. We'll deal with the consequences. God forbid that should happen. But I just wanted to reach out, do a quick video, and just to let everybody know, I'm going to keep it real. I hope my Dallas followers, you guys in the chat, you could do whatever you want. As long as you're respectful, I don't care. You could rip the Eagle fans and say that the refs, I don't care. I'm not going to do that. That's just not who I am and how I am. I win with class, I lose with class. Do I get frustrated with my teams? You've seen my live stream, so you know that I do. You know that I get very frustrated at times with my team. But I'm entitled to. Just like when you see the Eagles fans booing their own team, it's kind of like that. They know how good they could be at times. Now, Eagle fans, I'm telling you right now, your defense isn't very good. Your defensive line's good, but your secondary's not very good. So, I expect to roll and score a lot of points. I think you will score on our defense too, though. I will keep it 100, but I think we win fairly big. But we'll see. We got to play the game. Like, talk is cheap, right? So, either way, both teams are going to be in the playoffs. I'm telling you now. And we'll probably play for a third time. So, and Eagles have the inside track now by winning all these close games. Dallas doesn't have close games. They either blow you out or they get blowed out. No, because they lost. Now, I couched that. We got blowed out at Frisco. We lost by, I think 12 points at Arizona. And it came down to the final play against Philly. So, in Philly. So, Dallas and Philly are close. We're real close. I think Philly has the advantage with the offense and defensive lines, which is where a lot of these battles are won. So, we'll see. We shall see. I think the best player on the field is Micah Parsons and Deron Bland. I think they're the two best defensive players. They're better than any two of the Eagle defensive players. Sorry, it's true. As a whole, I like the Eagles' defensive line. Eagles' offensive line, when healthy, is good. I thought the right tackle did better as the game went along. But either way, all this talk, all this chatter between Eagles and Cowboy fans is coming to a head in 2 weeks. So I'm getting ready for it. I hope you guys are ready for it. It's Monday. I might do a video. I may go live later. I don't know. I'm off. This is my last day off from work. Running Stan to his all of his appointments. I'm back to work tomorrow, so you can definitely see me tomorrow on my lunchtime chat. And that's it. Game Time Brian saying, you ain't getting rid of us yet. We rolling, and we'll see the Eagles in 2 weeks. Peace out.